is UEFA. UEFA is the Union of European Football Association, 5.5 billion turnover, 97% of the total revenues are invested in football, 850 employees, 1 billion investment in women's football, 3,000 professional clubs, 250 amateur clubs, 1.2 billion coaches, 20 football registered players, 2 billion fans around the world, and 21 billion interaction only in our main competition, the Champions League, and 55 members, 55 nations, 55 members. This is our overall strategy that is United for Success, that was launched 1 year ago in Paris. And these are the 7 pillars. Sorry if I rush a little bit, but in the afternoon I think we have a breakout session where I can go deeply in all these in details. But sustainability is in 4 of the 7 key pillars of our organization. When I started in 2021 is a recent journey. It was only 5 years ago. I started January 1st. In the office I was alone. Then now we are 16 colleagues that are working with me, coming from the market, coming from the sports, but also other industries. We immediately decided in the first 6 months to decide what sustainability is not. Is not the same as philanthropy or charity activities, is not a PR communication exercise, is not just impression management, or blue washing, is not a compliance exercise, kick the box and go forward, is not simply we not be greener, we reach the zero, net zero and other, is not a cost. We starting from what is not. And then we decide how to apply sustainability in football, in sport. And now we decided in 2021, for 6 months, what sustainability in football is. First, how to apply the ESG matrix across the football competitions, how to anticipate and adapt the needs and the expectation of our stakeholders, how to apply the ROI mindset, not only focus on return on investment, but also on risk of inaction. And then, of course, we need to be compliant with the international regulatory requirements come from EU, from the UN, and collaborating and innovating with the partners, commercial partners, institutions based on mutual conviction and trust. And one of these institutions are for us Green Sport Alliance. Now, we identify also seven keywords or seven parts, and how to anticipate, how to adapt sustainability in football, how to innovate, how to reduce the risk of with our 2 billion fans around the world, how to create and protect our value, how to measure our impact, and how to build resilience. At the end, we decide how to accelerate sustainability in football. The title of our strategy is Strength Through Unity, but the first proposal to my president was accelerate. But my president told me, we are not Formula One, Michele, we are football. I say, okay, good remark. And we decided to call Strength Through Unity. But before to set the strategy that was approved in December 2021, we started from the process. This is the process that we are using in UEFA. This is the process that our 55 national associations are using for this strategy. This is the process that all our professional and amateur clubs are using at domestic level. First, we decided that we need the commitment of the organization. My president asked me, Michele, you need to do something. I was UEFA vice president at the time, and say, I don't know nothing about sustainability. I know about football, players, coaches, matches, organization of big events, But I say, it's a big challenge for me. It's a big motivation when you are 56 years old. You need to challenge something, and I challenge with sustainability with a big, big, big passion. Commitment of your organization, appointed the team. Third, develop a clear strategy with KPIs and target. Activate the strategy with an action plan. Measure and make the analysis of the data, and at the end is report and communicate. What I found at the beginning was all the organizations starting to communicate, to make big events, big conference, big everything before the match, during the match, after the match, but without a strategy. We say, if you want to do something, you need to follow the process. This is the process that now is mandatory to use to buy all 55 clubs, National Association, and all NAs, and all clubs. Then we set a strategy, Strength through Unity 2030. We set, as was mentioned before, 11 policies, 7 linked to human rights and 4 linked to the environmental. And these 11 policies are going through the 5 big areas of action. Our internal organization, first, you want to lead, you need lead by example. I cannot ask to the other what I'm not doing in my organization. The second is UEFA members, our 55 members. The third is the UEFA events. We are organizing 23 events every year, more or less 3, as I mentioned before, 3,500 matches per year. A football ecosystem, we need not only our members, but we need the clubs, we need the leagues, we need the players, we need the coaches, we need the sponsor, we need everyone, and then partner in society. All these 5 areas of action are closely with us, following how to develop the 11 policies. And then for strategy to action, I'm going only on the green actions, what we are doing on the environment. Let me go back 1 second to say that the 11 policies, the 7 of human rights and the 4 on environment, someone can think that they are separate. They live in isolation. No. The most exciting part of my job is to discover how the 11 policies talk each other. They are super interconnected. Circular economy is not far from the child and youth protection. Why? I will explain probably in the afternoon. We set 6 big tools for our members, our football ecosystem: the carbon footprint calculator, the UEFA infrastructure sustainability guidelines, the UEFA circular economy guidelines, the catering guidelines, the accessibility guidelines, and we change our infrastructure regulations. Of course, all these 6 tools are translated in 35 languages. UEFA is our European languages, 35 languages. Open tools means that we adapt and we increase and we implement it when something new is coming from scientific part, and all our ecosystem are using this. But today I will go fastly only in the one part. Probably the main and the most famous is the UEFA competitions. As I mentioned before, we have 23 competitions at the national team levels and the club levels. All the people remember the Euro, the big Euro, the Champions League, but we have also youth tournaments, we have a futsal, we have all the tournaments, all football is under our umbrella. What means event sustainability is an integral part of our strategy. We decided to make 4 steps. The first, we define an ESG matrix. We are using one comprehensive ESG matrix for all our 23 events, not only for the big Euro, not only for the Champions League, but also for under 17, men and women, also for futsal under 19. We have one ESG matrix. ESG matrix is the first step. That is a framework with the 3 pillars: environment, social, and governance, of course, according with the 17 SDGs. But after the ESG matrix, we have the ESG strategy. Each event has in place one ESG strategy. Then we have an aspect that the event sustainability performance evaluation system. At the end, the event, we make the performance, we catalyze the performance of our events, And the last is reporting. To be transparent, you need to report positive and negative feedback coming from one event, but you need to report. This 4 is a new process, and we are applying for all our competition. Just to give some numbers or one example, of course, I'm talking about the big Euro. It's easy. We're starting from the 3 keywords: ambition, action, and accountability. We use the 3 big pillars: environmental, dealing with the climate action, sustainability, infrastructure, and circular economy; in the social, right protection, diversity, inclusion, health, well-being, and solidarity; and on governance side, good governance, education, communication, economy / reporting. Some figures. Okay, all of us remember, if there is any soccer fans, the Lamine Yamal performance is fantastic. 16 years old players that scored the first goal, win the first time the champion when he was 17, the same day or the one day after. But these are some numbers. We start in the previous Euros, we invested 1 million euro. In this Euro, after 3 years, we invested 30.6 million euros, 30 times more. Because this is the way. 95% of our target, according to our evaluation system, was reached. 500 plus environmental and social sustainability volunteers was in our venue. 120 actions was put in place. The most interesting thing is that we plan to have 100 actions, 99. During the events, we decided to improve our actions because it's something that was passionate over us and say, why we don't do this? Why we don't do this? And also, 80% of this action have not a cost. Coming from only the passion, the way how to apply sustainability across one big event that have, of course, you know, that have more than 5.4 billion cumulative audience around the world. But let me go only on the environmental topics. 8 million, we set a climate fund. We move away from offsetting. We decided to go to a new system to create a climate fund, investing the funds to the amateur clubs in Germany. They decided to be greener with the investment only to reduce their carbon footprint. 81% of our fans reach the stadium with public transportation. We reduce the number of the parking in the stadium. We cut over 50% the parking place and say, no, you need to come with public transportation. You need to walk. You need to use the bicycle. You need to use the bike. And 81% was. We had a reduction of 75% of the use of plane from teams across the Germany. Then we use also, no plastic was in the stadium, 4.8 reusable cup that are very well used also in these events. Congratulations, was used, and for drinks, 4.8 million drinks, 90% of beer. Beer was super successful in Germany. Of course, it's not Italy, it's not the country of wine, it's the country of the beer. And then we put in place 50 actions only in the environment, zero waste to landfill. We reduced the waste of 36%. Sorry if I rush a little bit, but something that was very proud that 10,000 wheelchair users attended our matches and was a super exciting welcoming these people. Now, I rush a little bit for the final. I think that I have 3 minutes. I will stay in time. As I mentioned before, I want to go deeply what we did. 28 million investment only on the green side, on the environmental. Of course, the first mission was how to reduce our impact. And we have a 28% of a reduction. I think that Euro was with 250,000 tons at the end of emissions. And only to compare with the other events, with the Olympic Games and the World Cup, we are going up to 5 billion. For this, it's a little big difference on how it's going. But smart mobility, carbon management, advocacy, to the impact on climate action, on sustainable infrastructure, energy and water, and the circular economy, of course, the 4R principle applied, and the comprehensive waste management. We have also investment in the social part, with the child protection, with the anti-discrimination, with the reporting and remedy mechanism, online abuse platform to reduce the risk, no smoking policy, health, well-being beverage, promotion of exercise, grassroots, and charity and philanthropy also included, accessibility, as I mentioned before, and workforce equality. The last was the governance. The governance, of course, was risk management, procurement, transparency, accountability. In the good governance, in education, all the 16,000 volunteers was educated on sustainability with a dedicated program, and of course, knowledge sharing across all our division, reporting, campaigns, and communication. We did the 3 reports at the end. One is comprehensive, is ESG report that was published. And now this is a super premiere. Today, few years ago, because we are 6 hours back, but more or less 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, we launched today because I would like to launch our reduction plan today in Miami. We publish our reduction plan to reach our goal to reduce our emission by 2030. You can find all details in our website. We go through the internal UEFA organization, all our events, how to apply, how to move, how to reduce our impact. We call them Road to Zero. We don't want to talk as to achieve the zero. We want to say that this is our direction. This is our mission. But it's not only the UEFA mission, it's our community mission, it's the sport mission. I was here, what you introducing, is a collective action. Sport must lead by example. We can engage, we can influence billions of fans, we can influence first all of us. This is the last slide. What is the outlook of today? Person, strategy, action, measurement, and reporting. We cannot skip from this process. The second, we need to drive change and raise the bar. Each event must be something bigger. We cannot leave back one of our national associations, one clubs. All of them must be part of our journey. Anticipating the needs and the requirements of the football stakeholder to generate an impact. We need to anticipate. We cannot be only reactive. We need to be active. We need to be the driver of change. And the last is, of course, we need to engage and we need to work with you, with the football community, but not only football community, but also commercial partner, but also media, but with everyone. All of us can play the same match. This is not 11 versus 11. This is only one match with one team and one goal. We need to score. Thank you very much.